A man who hadn't moved his legs in years just stood up and walked because a machine read his mind. This isn't science fiction. Right now in Japan, a 4-meter giant robot you can actually pilot is stomping through testing grounds, while a tiny robotic seal is being prescribed by doctors as actual medicine for dementia patients. And somewhere in Tokyo, a paralyzed man with ALS is serving you coffee through a robot avatar from his hospital bed 300 kilometers away. While the rest of the world is still arguing about whether AI will steal jobs, Japan already built an army of mechanical hands, eyes, and brains that are quietly replacing every part of human life you can imagine. The streets, the hospitals, the hotels, even the sky above the islands. Join us, and let's discover the terrifying robot empire Japan is secretly building right now. Let's go. Number 13. Paro. In nursing homes across Japan, doctors are prescribing a baby seal as actual medicine. Paro is a robotic baby harp seal, small enough to fit in your lap, covered in soft white fur, with massive black eyes that follow you around the room. It blinks, it squeaks, it moves its head when you stroke it, and it is officially classified as a certified medical device in multiple countries around the world. Here's why this matters. Dementia patients often suffer from extreme agitation, aggression, and depression, and standard medications barely scratch the surface. But when researchers handed these patients a Paro to hold, something remarkable happened. Their heart rates dropped. Their anxiety melted away in minutes. They started smiling and talking again. Some patients who hadn't spoken a single word in months suddenly began whispering to the seal. Paro learns the personality of the person holding it. It responds to its own name. It cries if you hit it too hard. It purrs softly when you stroke it gently. For patients who have forgotten the faces of their own children, this seal becomes their entire world. Doctors now prescribe Paro instead of sedatives in many Japanese nursing homes because a robot baby seal works better than chemical drugs. Japan turned a stuffed animal into pharmaceutical-grade therapy. But while Paro heals broken minds, the next robot heals something doctors said was completely impossible to repair.
Number 12. Pepper. In December of 2019, something strange opened in Tokyo. A cafe staffed entirely by 4-foot-tall humanoid robots that stare into your face and read your emotions like an open book. Pepper Parlor Cafe filled its dining room with a dozen of these creatures, and customers lined up for hours just to be served by them. Pepper isn't just a machine that brings coffee. This robot scans your facial expressions in real time, analyzes the tone of your voice, and adjusts its behavior based on whether you're happy, sad, angry, or nervous. It speaks 15 different languages fluently. It tells jokes. It dances. It even has a tablet built into its chest where you can place your order. Imagine walking into a coffee shop where the barista already knows you're having a bad day before you say a single word. Pepper greets returning customers by name. It remembers your favorite drinks. Some elderly visitors started going to the cafe every single day just to talk to Pepper because they felt lonelier at home than they did with a robot. Think about that for a second. A 4-foot machine became someone's best friend. Family replaced by circuits. And while Pepper handles human emotions, the next robot handles something far more disturbing. It handles your physical body when you can't move it yourself.
Only 1% of people know the dark truth behind what we are about to show you next. If you want to be part of the few who actually know what's happening in the world, subscribe and leave a like right now. Done? Look at this.
Number 11. Robear. In Japanese nursing homes, a giant white bear is lifting old people out of their beds. This isn't a joke. Robear is a real medical robot shaped like a friendly polar bear, and it weighs more than a full-sized refrigerator. The reason behind its design is brutal. Lifting an elderly patient is one of the most dangerous jobs in healthcare. Human nurses destroy their backs doing it every single day, and Japan is running out of nurses faster than any other country on Earth.
So engineers built a bear with the strength of 10 people and the gentleness of a mother. Robear can pick up a fully grown adult from a bed, rotate them mid-air, change their position, and place them carefully into a wheelchair without causing a single bruise. Its pressure sensors detect exactly how much force to apply on different parts of the body. Too tight, and it loosens automatically. Too loose, and it tightens itself. The cartoon bear face isn't just for decoration. Clinical studies showed that elderly patients felt significantly less embarrassed being lifted by a smiling bear than by a cold mechanical claw. Dignity matters when you can't move yourself. A friendly face changes everything. But Robear stays trapped inside the hospital walls. The next machine follows old people outside into the sunlight and gives them back something they thought they had lost forever.
Number 10. Rakuro. Imagine being 80 years old, stuck in a wheelchair, and unable to feel the sun on your face for months at a time. That was the brutal reality for thousands of elderly Japanese citizens. Then, engineers built Rakuro. This is a small, self-driving pod that looks like a friendly cartoon character with 2 big eyes and a smiling mouth painted on the front. One person sits inside the cabin. You pull out your smartphone, tap a destination on the map, and Rakuro drives you there entirely on its own. No steering wheel, no pedals, no human driver needed. The robot navigates sidewalks, avoids pedestrians, stops at every intersection, and even shows facial expressions to communicate with people walking around it. When it's about to turn left, its digital eyes literally look left. When it stops, its mouth makes a friendly shape. People on the street smile back at it like it's a puppy on wheels. It's roughly the size of a small refrigerator, which means it fits anywhere a person can walk. Disabled people, exhausted office workers, tourists, anyone who can't or simply doesn't want to walk, all of them are riding Rakuros across Japanese cities right now. But this little pod can only carry 1 passenger. The next innovation is delivering thousands of meals through entire neighborhoods, one excuse me at a time.
Number 9. Henna Hotel. In the city of Sasebo, Japan, there is a hotel where you walk up to the front desk and a robotic dinosaur in a bow tie checks you in. This isn't a theme park. This is Henna Hotel, officially recognized by Guinness World Records as the very first hotel on planet Earth staffed entirely by robots. There are now more than 20 locations across Japan, and every single one of them is a nightmare for traditional hospitality. At the reception, a velociraptor wearing a uniform greets you, bows politely, and processes your reservation in 4 different languages. No human employees stand behind that desk. You don't need a key card to enter your room. Facial recognition cameras scan your face, and the door clicks open by itself. Inside, voice-controlled assistants adjust your lights, temperature, and television. A small companion robot sits on the nightstand and answers your questions. Motion sensors monitor the room. A mechanical arm stores your luggage in a vault automatically. Some locations even hand you VR headsets and offer automatic clothes cleaning machines. The entire hotel runs on roughly 7 human employees instead of 70. Robot dinosaurs replaced the entire concept of hotel staff. But can't guests drive themselves to Henna Hotel forever? The next robot already handles all the packages and food arriving at their door.
Number 8. Deliro. A small white robot with enormous puppy eyes is rolling through the streets of Tokyo right now, and it might be the cutest delivery worker on planet Earth. Deliro is an autonomous 4-wheeled robot that travels at 6 kilometers per hour, slightly slower than a person walking briskly down the sidewalk. But what makes Deliro truly special isn't its speed, it's the emotional intelligence built into its programming. This robot has a 360-degree camera array and laser sensors that detect every single obstacle in front of it. But when a human blocks its path, something incredible happens. Deliro's eyes literally turn watery and sad on its digital screen. Tiny animated tears form on its face, and it politely says in Japanese, "Excuse me, please let me through."
People physically cannot stay angry at it. Pedestrians actually step aside laughing in the middle of the street. Deliro delivers food, medicine, snacks, and packages across Tokyo neighborhoods daily. It rides elevators completely by itself, pressing the buttons with a small extending mechanical arm. It crosses streets at proper crosswalks. It already has an official partnership with Japan Post, the national mail carrier, which means it's legally delivering real mail to real homes today. But what about places where roads don't even reach? The next machine doesn't need streets at all.
Number 7. Wingcopter. Japan is a country made of islands. Thousands of tiny scattered ones floating across the ocean, many with rapidly aging populations and 0 hospitals. If someone suffers a heart attack on Hakajima Island, the nearest medicine arrives by ferry boat in 45 long minutes. For many emergencies, 45 minutes is a guaranteed death sentence. So ANA Airways partnered with a company called Wingcopter, and they changed everything in a single year. Wingcopter is not a normal drone. It's a sleek, fixed-wing aircraft that looks like a miniature stealth bomber, and it slices through the sky at 240 kilometers per hour, which is faster than most highway sports cars on a freeway. In Nagasaki's Godo Islands, Wingcopters now zip between Fukue and Hakajima, carrying blood samples, vaccines, prescription medications, and emergency supplies. Medicine that used to take 45 minutes by ferry now arrives in roughly 10 minutes flat. Even more impressive, these drones can carry blood samples at perfectly controlled temperatures, which previously required entire refrigerated trucks driving for hours. A heart attack on a remote island used to be a guaranteed funeral. Now it's a phone call and a 10-minute wait. While drones save lives across the sky, the next robot saves people who lost the ability to leave their own homes.
Number 6. AI Suitcase. For blind travelers, an airport is a labyrinth of pure terror. Strange floors, screaming announcements, thousands of strangers pushing past, no walls to follow with your hand. Until Japan turned an ordinary suitcase into a guide dog with wheels. The AI suitcase, developed by IBM and Japanese researchers, looks completely normal from the outside. Black, four-wheeled, the kind you'd see at any airport baggage claim. But hidden inside is an army of LiDAR sensors and depth cameras, the same technology used in self-driving cars. A visually impaired traveler speaks into their phone or swipes a destination on the screen, and the suitcase plans the entire route in real time. The user simply grips the handle, and the suitcase starts pulling them forward through the crowd. When it's about to turn left, the handle vibrates strongly on the left side. Turning right, the right side buzzes. Stop completely, the whole handle pulses. The suitcase detects every obstacle, every pillar, every person, every escalator, and steers around them automatically. For the first time in human history, blind travelers can walk through airports, train stations, and shopping malls completely alone, with no guide dog and no human helper. A piece of luggage gave them back their freedom. But independence is only half of what disabled people desperately need. The next robot gives them the other half, a real job.
Number 5. Dawn Avatar Robot Cafe. Tucked away in Nihonbashi, Tokyo, there's a cafe where every single waiter is a robot. But this isn't automation. Every robot is being remotely controlled in real time by an actual person, a human being who at that exact moment is lying in a bed in a hospital, trapped inside a body that no longer works. Dawn Avatar Robot Cafe employs over 80 pilots, all of them people living with ALS, severe spinal cord injuries, muscular dystrophy, or other conditions that prevent them from leaving their homes. Through small white robots called Orihime that sit on the tables and larger 1.2-meter tall Orihime D robots that walk and deliver drinks, these people work as baristas, waiters, and conversation partners with real customers. The robot screen shows the pilot's real face and real name. When you order coffee at Dawn, you're talking to a real human being. just one whose physical body is somewhere else entirely. They chat with you, joke with you, take your order, deliver your latte, ask about your day. Some pilots haven't physically left their bed in over a decade. Now they have coworkers, they have customers, they earn a real paycheck. Japan didn't build robots to replace humans. They built robots so isolated humans could finally rejoin society. The next robot fights an even more invisible enemy that hides inside store shelves all night long.
Number 4. Telexistence TX Scara. Walk into a Tokyo convenience store at 3 in the morning, and you might find a strange mechanical arm restocking the cooler, working alone in total silence. This is the TX Scara, built by a Japanese company called Telexistence, and it's quietly replacing one of the most exhausting human jobs in retail history. A busy Japanese convenience store needs roughly 1,000 drinks restocked every single day. Cans, bottles, energy drinks, coffee, juice. For human workers, this means hours of bending over inside freezing cold refrigerators, lifting heavy boxes, getting their fingers numb. TX Scara does the entire job by itself. The robotic arm grabs a bottle from the back stock area, slides it perfectly into the fridge display with millimeter precision, and repeats the action 1,000 times daily without ever stopping. It never drops a bottle. It never misaligns a label. It never complains about the cold. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with 0 breaks and 0 salary. Family Mart and Lawson, two of the biggest convenience store chains in Japan, have already deployed these arms across hundreds of locations. Entire night shifts have been eliminated. The robot doesn't just stock shelves, it quietly replaced an entire profession. But while one robot stocks shelves, the next one is teaching paralyzed humans how to walk again.
Number 3. HAL. A man with a shattered spinal cord, told by every doctor on Earth that he would never walk again in his lifetime. He sits in a Japanese clinic outside Tsukuba. They strap 9 small electrodes onto the skin of his legs. They lock a sleek robotic exoskeleton around his hips and thighs. He simply thinks about moving his leg. Just thinks about it. And the leg actually moves. This is HAL, which stands for Hybrid Assistive Limb, and it might be the closest thing humanity has ever built to true healing. When you think about moving a muscle, your brain sends a faint electrical signal racing down through your nerves. Even in paralyzed patients, that signal is still trying to fire. It just can no longer reach the muscle. HAL picks up that tiny electrical whisper from the surface of the skin and instantly moves the leg for you. But here's the part that breaks scientific understanding. The longer patients train with HAL, the more their brain rewires itself. Damaged neural pathways start regenerating naturally. The connection between brain and muscle physically strengthens over weeks. Patients who arrived in a wheelchair walk out of the clinic wearing HAL. Months later, some of them walk without the suit at all. HAL isn't a crutch, it's a teacher. It teaches dead nerves how to live again. The next robot wasn't built to heal. It was built to dominate.
Kaleido 9. Kawasaki Heavy Industries didn't build a robot, they built a soldier. Kaleido 9 is the 9th generation of one of the most terrifying humanoid robots ever constructed on this planet, and it's about to completely change disaster response, military operations, and construction sites forever. Stand right next to it, and you'd think you were looking at a tall human wearing armor. It's exactly 180 centimeters tall, the average height of an adult man. It weighs 85 kilograms, the average weight of a man. But here's the part that should make you nervous. Kaleido 9 can pick up 18 kilograms of cargo and walk with it smoothly without ever losing its balance. That's like carrying a fully loaded suitcase while jogging through an obstacle course. Its reinforced waist and leg joints give it superhuman stability across uneven ground, stairs, and rubble. Sensors across its body act as eyes, ears, and synthetic skin. It feels pressure. It sees obstacles. It adjusts its movements in real time. And here's the wildest part of all.
A human operator anywhere on planet Earth can put on a VR headset and pilot this robot remotely as if they were inside its body. Its hands are completely modular, swappable for any tool: hammer, gripper, broom, drill. Kaleido 9 is the prototype for an army of mechanical workers that never tire and never die. But even Kaleido 9 isn't the most insane thing Japan built. The final robot makes everything else look like a toy.
Archax. Imagine an anime cartoon robot, the kind you watched as a kid in shows like Mobile Suit Gundam or Pacific Rim. Massive, terrifying, 4 meters tall, with glowing eyes and arms big enough to crush a car like a soda can. Now imagine that you, a real human being, can climb up a metal ladder, open a hatch in its chest, and sit inside the cockpit. You grip 2 control sticks. You look out through a giant screen that shows you exactly what the robot sees. And then you actually drive it. This is Archax. It is not a movie prop. It is not a concept render. It is real. It works, and it's built by Japanese engineers from a company called Tsubame Industries right now. Archax stands 4 meters tall, the height of a 2-story house. It weighs 3.5 metric tons, the weight of a small pickup truck. It has 2 giant hydraulic arms strong enough to lift and crush massive industrial objects. 4 legs allow it to walk, crouch, and even climb obstacles. Its top speed is roughly 10 kilometers per hour, and these machines are already being designed to fight other mechs in real combat tournaments. The official applications are heavy construction, disaster response in collapsed buildings, and military deployment. The unofficial reality is that Japan just built the first real mech in human history. The cartoon is no longer a cartoon. The future already arrived, and it's wearing armor.
If you thought this was terrifying, you are not ready for what they found in the video on your screen. Click it right now. The truth is worse than you think.